Thank you, and thank you, members of the media, for coming out today. Again, my name is Brian Padani. I am the Chief of the Blaine Police Department. And this information is all very preliminary, and this is very early on in this investigation. At about 12:58, just before 1 o'clock this afternoon, in the city of Blaine, our officers had responded to a theft call in the 103rd block of Baltimore at a business down there. The officers, on arriving, located the suspects in a stolen vehicle, and the suspects fled from officers at that location. Shortly thereafter, the suspects then, with the use of a gun, carjacked a vehicle nearby. Our officers then located that vehicle, and the suspects fled as we attempted to stop them. Due to the severity of the crimes, the officers pursued the vehicle north on Highway 65, up here just outside the city of Bram, north of Highway 107. The suspect's vehicle then became disabled just north of this location. Two adult males fled the vehicle and shots were fired. A canine from the city of Anoka Police Department suffered gunshot wounds. One suspect was shot and pronounced deceased at the scene. The other suspect was taken into custody, and there was a weapon recovered at the scene. We did have one officer who was hospitalized from the incident down in Blaine. Preliminary information is with minor injuries, but we don't have a lot of details at this time. With that, I will answer any questions I can, but understand the BCA is conducting an independent investigation into this, so I will be able to release very few details.
Can you release that location of that place in Blaine?
Yeah, it was Kohl's, where the initial incident occurred.
At Kohl's?
Pardon?
It was a shoplifting or a theft?
Shoplifting is a theft, so I don't know the particulars of it.
At Menards, is that right?
The carjacking was at a business in the area. It was not Menards, it was south of Menards.
Okay.
So.
Was the canine that got shot, was it Bravo?
You're going to have to check with the Anoka City Police Department. Chief Eric Peterson will be prepared to answer your questions with that. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Do they have more than one canine there?
I believe they have two there. So.
Okay, this is what you said about the two suspects after the car was disabled. What happened to them?
The suspects attempted I don't want to misquote myself even. After the vehicle became disabled, two adult males fled the vehicle and shots were fired. Canine from Anoka was shot at that point, and one of the suspects was shot here at the scene and pronounced deceased at the scene.
And Chief, did the shooting happen right on Highway 65, or was there a chase of some distance?
I don't know that. That's going to be investigative data that's going to be determined by the BCA.
And you said that with the carjacking, did that involve a gun?
Yes, it did. So.
Can you describe any details?
I don't know a lot of details other than that it involved a gun. That's all I'm told. So.
Did the canine survive? Do you know more about condition or anything like that?
I don't know. Last I heard, the dog was transported for emergency surgery, but I don't have an update on the dog's condition at this time.
Was the other suspect harmed or taken into custody?
The other suspect was taken into custody, I believe, with no injuries.
Was that person armed as well?
I don't know.
You said a weapon recovered. Was there one gun recovered or more?
I don't know. I know there was at least one gun recovered at the scene.
Do you know how fast that chase got?
I don't know. For those not familiar with the area, we're probably 35 to 40 miles from the Kohl's area in Blaine up to here. So I don't know the speeds, what the weather was like at the time, but it's a long ways up here, obviously.
And on that note, there's a lot of stoplights along the way. Were they running through stoplights? I mean, was it a...
I don't know the particulars of the pursuit. You know, given the severity of the crime, obviously we did engage the pursuit with the vehicle, but I don't know any of the particulars on the pursuit right now, other than it started there and ended here. So.
Could you give us times again, just the time of the incident from Kohl's to when the chase ended here?
The incident at Kohl's happened at 12:58. That's when our call time was, when our dispatch initially notified us. I don't know when it terminated up here, though. So.
We'll do two more questions.
Yeah.
Were there two stolen vehicles? They left Kohl's in stolen vehicle and then carjacked?
A second vehicle, correct.
Okay.
So there was a stolen vehicle at Kohl's, and then they carjacked another vehicle.
So they ditched the first?
Yep, correct. Yeah. That's my understanding. Again, this is preliminary.
Now, you mentioned Blaine Police obviously had a huge presence here, and it was an Anoka Police canine that was used. Can you
give us an idea of like who was involved in the chase?
There was a number of agencies. I know certainly Blaine was involved with the incident, Anoka, I believe Coon Rapids Police Department. I think Bram was up here, Spring Lake Park Police Department, and I'm not sure beyond that. If the Isanti County Sheriff's Office, I would have to defer to Sheriff Culp for
And
that.
how they get the car to stop?
So I believe this, I don't know that. Honestly, I'm not going to comment because I'm not sure on that. If the car stopped on its own or whether a pursuit intervention technique was initiated, I'm not sure on that.
All right,
So,
everybody, thank you very, very much. That's all that we're going to have. A press release will be coming out from the Isanti County Sheriff's Office with information, and then of course the BCA will handle the dissemination of information from here on out. We are not expecting any additional information to be released at this time.
Now, which medical examiner would this be?
This would be the one out of Anoka County.
And then they send out like a press release usually, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.